Okay, all right. Good day, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on where you're joining me from. You guys already know the name is Adetola-Freeman, all right. And on our session tonight, we're going to be looking into something. We're going to be looking into the markets, all right, as usual. But we'll also be talking about something that I think is important for every one of us to realize how it works, all right, or how impactful it can be in your trading, in your trading journey. I know a lot of us have, you've been part of training sessions where they've talked about risk management, you've been taught about money management and all of that, all right, but not a lot of us have been taught about how to properly use pending orders, all right. Not a lot of us have been taught the approach, all right, the proper approach to adopting pending orders. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today before we go into the proper market analysis. I'm going to be teaching you how exactly to work with pending orders. Okay. A lot of us who are even aware of pending orders use basically buy and sell limits, buy limit and sell limits. All right. Not a lot of us know. Of course, please note that your TP and SL are also a form of pending orders. All right. Not a lot of us understand how the buy and sell stop limit orders work. All right. So we have buy stop, we have sell stop. Okay. The buy stop and sell stop limit orders are also pending orders that are positioned in the market. All right. So whereas the buy limit, all right, let's say this is the buy limit. Price has come, broken structure. All right. And I expect price to react from here. I will set a buy limit. All right. I can set a buy limit at this point, use this zone, the other end of this zone as my stop loss. All right. That is buy limit. But buy stop limit is a bit different from this. All right. The buy stop limit would be me now saying that if after price has done all of this, if it returns to break above this high, all right, meaning if the reaction from this point is solid enough to break above this high, that's when I want to take my buy entry. All right, so I can enter my buy trade from here. All right, I can take my buy trade from there and put my stop loss below here. Okay, and the reverse is just the case with the sell stop and the sell limit. All right, whereas the sell limit tells the market when you get to this particular point that is below the current market price, the sell stop tells the market that if price is selling, all right, and it sells up to this point, I want to join the sell and ride the move. Whereas a sell limit tells the market that if the market is buying and it buys up to a particular region, I believe that that buy momentum, that buy impulse is going to reverse. So I want to join the sell. All right. So that's typically what the sell limit and the sell stop limit mean. So there's a bit of difference between the two, and I want you guys to be aware of that difference. Majorly because a lot of you attend my live sessions and the news broadcast sessions, and you keep asking me, what is a buy stop order? What is a sell stop order? All right. So I believe with this explanation, you guys already clearly understand how this works, all right, and know what to do. So guys, if this is clear, I need you to just drop an emoji in the chat box. Just drop an emoji in the comment section. Let me know that you guys are clear about this that I've explained so far. I'm still waiting for the emojis, guys. Just drop emojis in the chat box, all right, or in the comment section, and then based on the emojis, I would know how many of you are with me and are clear about what I've explained so far. Okay. That's making sense. Keep the reactions coming, guys. Okay. Louis, I can see you. Emerald, I can see you. Thank you. Solomon David, thank you too. All right. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, all right, now that we are clear about that, everyone understands what that is. Okay. The next thing we want to do is to now analyze the market. Well, I want to do proper analysis of the market. Yeah, so first of all, as usual, you guys can see I already have my zone marked based on the weekly time frame chart. All right, there was a pivot region here. And if you check, you would see that that pivot region, let's go to the 1 hour time frame. You'll see that after price broke above that pivot region, all right, it came back for a retest, right? And then moved higher. But now I expect that price will react from this supply zone, all right, most likely come into this demand order block before it continues higher, all right? And this is my sentiment on GBP USD. All right, that's my sentiment on GBP USD. There's a huge possibility that this is what plays out on GBP USD. Okay, so that is GBP USD. Before we go further, let's quickly confirm this with the DXY. All right, like I told you guys last week. All right, DXY is the dollar index, so it communicates what our expectations should be as regards the dollar. Okay, whether the dollar is going to get stronger or weaker, this is what tells us. All right, the DXY is what tells us. All right, FX funds. You want to know how to set trailing stop. Okay. I'm going to explain that. Hopefully, I get to be able to do that in the next couple of minutes. So remember, weekly time frame DXY chart. This is still our demand zone. Okay. Meaning that anything can still happen. Price can still get rejected from this area of demand. Okay. So we are not completely eliminating the possibility of a stronger dollar, all right, this week. We are not completely eliminating the possibility of a stronger dollar this week. Okay, so that is my sentiment. Until price breaks below this demand zone, I think we are still going to be bullish on the US dollar. Okay, so based on that, let us see AUD USD. All right, weekly time frame AUD USD. Let's see what you got. Now, I know somebody's wondering why I am using this this I and not this one or this one or this one or this one or this one. All right, there's an explanation for that. Although, of course, I think I should still be able to use maybe this and this. Yes, I should be able to use that. But there's a reason why those are the eyes that I am selecting for drawing my trend lines. All right. It's not just arbitrary drawing. All right. Because you must understand that what you're doing is not technical drawing. What you're doing is you're drawing a graph, all right, and you're working with the slope of that graph. That's what your what's it called now? Your trend lines. That's what it represents. It denotes or it connotes regions where there was a slope of price. All right. So for AUD USD, I think this will be my sentiment weekly time frame based on the fact that we have sweep, then the break, and most likely the retracement. Yeah, so that would be my sentiment on AUD USD. Now let's go to Euro USD. Remember, the sentiment is that the dollar is looking like it has reasons to get stronger, okay? So AUD USD, you can see there's a weekly time frame supply order block here. And you see that that was the block that was responsible for this break of structure. All right. And then we've seen liquidity grab from this point. All right, we've seen liquidity grab from this eye. So typically we can anticipate Euro USD going bearish from this supply zone, all right, from that overlapping region of supply. All right, John Jones, I'm just going to give you a brief explanation of what a valid demand or supply region is, okay? And I want to use an example. So say, for example, you're going to a place, you're about to enter, maybe it's a restaurant, all right? You're about to enter a restaurant and then somebody tells you, you can't enter. Stop there, turn around, leave, okay? Chances are you're still going to be wondering what exactly is wrong with this guy. Why can't I enter? Come on, get out of the way and open the door, okay? Naturally, that would be the reaction, okay? But if you're trying to enter into a restaurant and then, God forbid, somebody standing at the entrance gives you a cold glare and then flashes you a concealed weapon, just opens up the concealed weapon to show you. The question is, from which of these two scenarios would you be more willing to turn away and just leave the restaurant? Is it the first scenario where someone just tells you by word of mouth, or the second scenario where someone is literally threatening you, with a concealed weapon? I want to get your comments in the chat box, guys. I want to get your comments in the chat box. That's how I know that you guys are following me. Comment in the chat box. Comment in the chat box. ABC. ABC. I want to know what you think. I want to know what you think. All right. Epiphany says the concealed weapon. Mirabel, you want to get a PDF? I'm sorry, I am not getting paid to provide PDFs. All right, I'm getting paid to come on these sessions, answer your questions live, interact with you live like this. Okay, because to be honest, the things that I share with you guys here are too precious to just give out anyhow. All right, yes, option number B, yes. Who else? Who else? Who else? I want to know and be sure that you guys understand the scenario. So now you must understand that the second scenario where someone literally threatens you with a concealed weapon, okay? The speed at which you're going to disappear from that restaurant. All right, the first scenario, someone just walks up to you and tells you you cannot enter this restaurant. Somehow we know you can still force your way into the restaurant if you're really, if you're really committed to, dining at that restaurant. But if you go to that same restaurant and then someone picks up a gun or a concealed weapon, it could be a knife or something or a machete, and then opens his clothes to reveal that weapon to you, okay? The truth is, one of them is going to cause you to react faster. So my question was, which of these two scenarios are you going to react faster from? Which of these two scenarios are you going to react faster from? Is it the scenario where someone spoke to you and said, please don't enter this restaurant, or a scenario where someone tells you you cannot enter this restaurant and then proceeds to flash you a concealed weapon? Which one is going to cause you to react faster? Exactly, the second scenario, okay? So that's the same way demand and supply zones work. Okay? If you want to know a valid demand or supply zone, you know it based on how quickly price reacted from that zone. Do you get it? You want to check how quickly price reacted from that zone. So, first of all, this other block, okay, we're saying that when this demand zone was created, how was it created? It was created at the point, the very minute that price came and broke below this previous low. All right? The very minute price came and broke below this demand zone, that would be it. Okay, that would be it. So based on that, let us put that in mind. And then secondly, we see there's a fair value gap. All right, just before the break of structure, there's a fair value gap. And then we're seeing liquidity. All right, we're seeing liquidity getting swept. So this would be my supply region, all right, and I want to see price react from there. Now, if you go to the 4 hours time frame, okay, if you go to the 4 hours time frame, you would see that this region too, all right, this region too, you can see price broke structure from there, and when price returned to that other block, we saw reactions. Okay, we saw reactions. So remember, a demand or supply zone becomes weaker or stronger based on how we see price react from there. Okay, so if price keeps coming back to a demand or supply zone, it means that that demand or supply zone is not exactly as dangerous as it appears to be. It's not really dangerous. It's not really threatening. Okay, because if it was really threatening, price would be scared to revisit it. Okay, so that is what we need to get, all right, about demand and supply zone. So, guys, let's return to our analysis. Euro USD daily time frame. I think my sentiment is still bearish. All right, we have a range or a zone that we want to see how price does within that region. All right, next, let's see USD JPY. So weekly time frame, we want to plot our pivot regions. All right, USD JPY weekly time frame. All right, that would be our pivot. Let me draw a couple more to make it easier. Okay, that's too close. Let me work with this. Let me work with this instead. Good. All right, so that is my zone on the weekly time frame. Let me see. Do we have any other zones nearby? Yes, kind of. We have that other pivot region within the vicinity of the current price action. So when you come to the 4 hours time frame, you would see something clearly. The most recent major move was this. All right, the most recent major move was this break of structure, this bullish break of structure, which originated from this area of demand. All right, so right now, unless price breaks below this low, the bullish sentiment on USD JPY is still valid. All right. That's not necessary. So unless price breaks below this low, all right, we would consider this demand zone to still be valid. Do you get it? Hold on, guys. I want to see your messages. So our sentiment on USD JPY for this week is bullish until price breaks below that particular point, all right, that particular low. Okay, some of you sent me messages in my DM. Sorry about that. I'll prefer that you send it in the major group chat. All right, I'll prefer you send it in the major group chat. All right, so that I can respond to it along with every other message. So USD JPY, our sentiment is bullish. All right, until price probably breaks beyond that that zone that I've shown you. All right, so that is USD JPY. Next, we'll talk about gold. Epiphany, were you here when I explained it in the beginning? Were you here when I talked about it in the beginning? I mentioned, or let me say, I explained buy stop, sell stop in the beginning. So, okay, no problem. You can reach out to me after the session, all right, and I can provide you the link so you can watch this recorded session, all right? This session is recorded, so after the session, you can just reach out to me. I'll send you the link. You can always watch it at your own convenience time. Okay, so we want to go draw our pivots. All right, so those are our pivots. Want to come to the 1 hour time frame and see how price is doing. So you can see that the most recent pattern of price was this sweep followed by this break. All right, leaving this as our supply region, which is quite huge. Okay, you're going to have to send me a private message to get it. So until price breaks above this zone, all right, we are still safe. All right, we can still maintain a bearish sentiment on gold. All right, but if you want to be safer, all right, if you want to be safer, you can just watch out for this. All right, which is the break and retest of that trend line. You want to see the trend line get broken and retested. If that happens, all well, all good, and then we can continue with that that sentiment. Do you guys get it? So that is for gold. All right, this is the sentiment for gold. So right about now, for those of you who have questions, I'm only going to take 3 questions. All right, I'm going to take just 3 questions because I'm currently on medication. All right, so I'll just take 3 questions. We'll call it a day, and then we can have an amazing time. So if you have a question, please tap on the microphone button on your screen. All right, and then I would ask you to unmute so that you can ask your questions, and then we'll get into it. Whether it's a question or a commodity you'd like us to take a look at, all right, just tap on the microphone button on your screen, okay? And then when I ask you to unmute, go ahead, unmute yourself and make your request or ask your question. Eric Kane, you can unmute your mic and ask your question. Eric Kane, what's your question, please? What's your inquiry? Okay. Locolando, you can unmute your mic and ask your question. Mr. Paul Lubota, you can unmute your mic and ask your question. Loco is currently away.
Good day, sir. Thank you so much for your analysis, for your time. My question is on gold. Are you saying the sentiment is bearish, and which time frame are you using here?
This is the 1 hour time frame.
1 hour.
This is gold, 1 hour time frame.
Okay. So as far as the trend line doesn't, as long as the trend line doesn't get broken, we are still bullish. Is that what you're trying to say?
The sentiment is bearish, all right, but price is currently confined within a range. So what I'm saying is above this region, we're looking at buying. Okay. But if price reacts and then breaks below this trend line, we can trade the retest of that trend line as our own entry.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
That's it.
Okay, good. Yeah, TD Global, you can unmute your mic and ask your question. Loco, you can unmute your mic and ask your question.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, okay. My question is on gold as well.
Okay.
I currently have a long trade running, and my it has already hit my target already, but I leave my TP running and set break even.
Okay.
Okay. But I'm seeing sentiments like what I'm looking at. Like I'm looking at a bearish signs here. But gold has been behaving somehow throughout last week. The CPI release and everything didn't actually went my way as well.
Okay.
So like, okay, is it advisable for me to like leave it on with break even set, or should I just close and call it a day?
Well, you can adjust your break even, just move it closer, because like I said, price is still consolidating. If it breaks above that high, we wait for a retest. If it breaks below that low, we wait for a retest.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yeah, that's clear. That's clear.
All right. Beautiful. TD Global, you can unmute your mic and ask your question. Kingslina, you can unmute your mic and ask your question.
Okay, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, I think you've already answered my question. I wanted to talk about gold because I was wondering why you are still maintaining a bearish sentiment, but I think I've understood what you said. No problem. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you for coming on the show. Kingslina, you can unmute your mic and ask your question. Rabiu Muhammad, you can unmute your mic and ask your question.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon.
Thank you very much for this honor. And just a little recap. Thank you for the profit I made on Thursday, right? Yes. That was my first time of understanding how to set the buy stop and sell stop. But my question for today is because I was thinking you were going to give your sentiment on CHF JPY, because at the moment I'm on a trade, on a long trade on it, and initially it was as if it was ascending to my direction, but after I just saw an indecision candle, it started going short. So I wish you can just help me to check it so that maybe you can give me a direction on what to do at the moment now. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you for joining the call on Thursday. I'm glad you made profit. Also,
good day, sir.
Hold on, Rabi. Please hold on. Also, if you notice that there's a commodity that you wanted my sentiments about, and it seems I didn't talk about it, you can just simply request what my initiative or what my sentiment about that commodity is. That will be provided to you at no cost at all. Okay, so that is how we operate here. This is our Monday session. It's for questions and answers. Last week, I told you guys CHF JPY was going to come break above this high, or I was going to take liquidity from this high. And I mentioned the fact that once it's done doing that, it was going to come bearish, all right? And if you look closely, you see that it completed all of that and then came into this demand zone before it started going bullish. Now, this is where it gets crazy. If you're buying CHF JPY right now, it means that hold on, Mohammed, please hold on. Please hold on, okay?
I can listen. I'm listening.
All right, thank you. So, it means you are disregarding the fact that there is liquidity just here, just down here. Okay? Now, there are two options. The first option is that price comes into this demand zone, and instead of using this as the liquidity, all right, price could decide to use this as the liquidity, this point as the liquidity, and thereby come into this and then bounce. But the second alternative Or the second option is that price decides to do this, which would bring us into this sweep break retest scenario, and then price can do this and bounce. Does it make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome. So let me just add this. All right, so Mohammed, you can go ahead, please.
Good day, sir.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Actually, my own problem is not about all this analysis, sure. Based on, I'm also running a small little community of academy. My just problem is, I know you have direct access to this FBS team, right?
I'm with you. It depends on what it is the issue is.
The issue is just that when I got the partnership association with them, all my students that are registering with with my link, they promised a 100% bonus deposit, and I've write several emails to them. I'm not getting any response, and I know my students are not getting the 100% bonus deposit on their first deposit. That is just my own issue.
100% deposit is the issue.
Bonus, yeah, that 100% bonus, first deposit bonus.
Unfortunately, that is outside my jurisdiction. So what I'll recommend is use the live chat feature, communicate with the team directly, and they'll probably have something to do about it.
Okay, because I've written a lot of email and I haven't gotten a response from them. That is why. Thank you so much, sir. Okay. Sir, if I may ask you, which state are you, sir?
Kwara State.
Okay, sir. I'm in Kaduna State.
Kwara, Lagos, Abuja. I travel quite frequently.
Okay, I'm in Zaria, sir. Kaduna State.
All right. No problem. Well done, sir. You can always just communicate with the live chat section. All right. They will definitely.
No problem, sir. No problem, sir. I would love to meet you one day, sir.
But hopefully, by God's grace. Hopefully.
By God's grace, sir. Thank you. Because you are the only FBS partner that I know so much of in in Nigeria right now, sir.
I'm actually not a partner. I'm a staff, and I think I am the only. We are only two, so I'm the only. I'm only the second person in the whole Nigeria. I think they have maybe 5 or 6 members of staff, but that's pretty much it.
Okay. I thought you were a partner.
No, I'm not.
Okay. So anyhow, we'll look forward to one day inviting you to our academy.
No problem. Well done, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. Baba sir, I'm with you, please.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I want to ask about the goal.
Okay.
Which time frame is the best time frame to check for a break and retest?
Based on what I've shown you today, just stay with the daily, the 1 hour time frame, please.
Oh, okay. Everything should be done in the 1 hour time frame.
Yes. Is that clear?
I am saying I want to rewatch the video. Is it possible to get the video from you?
Of course, just send me a direct message. FX Templar, that's the username, FX Templar. Just send me a direct message. I'll send you the link once it's uploaded.
All right, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome. Indaboski, do you have a question you would like to ask? FX Funds, Cholet. All right, Indaboski, let's have you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Please, I want your take on GPP USD.
I think we already did that. We're talking about the possibility of a bearish move. If you don't understand what the sentiment is, please request for the link to watch the recording again, all right? And that would settle it.
Okay, I think that is same with my analysis. Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. Olubenga Rungbe. Olubenga, you can unmute your mic and ask a question. I think you've been raising your hand for a while.
Okay. Please, my question really is, it's only once I've attended your stream. During the first Friday of the month, I've forgotten the CDP. I've forgotten the name. That news that always brings out on first Friday of the month.
Yeah, that's NFP.
You are talking about the sell, stop, buy, stop. How? Yes. Now, if we put both on buy, stop, yes, as it goes by, what do we do with the sell? If the direction was buy, and we have initiated buy and sell stop, what do we do with the sell if it is not on the side of the sell?
You delete it. Basically, you delete it. It's once price has chosen a direction already, you can naturally just delete the other one.
Immediately.
Well, almost immediately, because sometimes because of slippage, it might close immediately. Is that clear?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Hold on, guys. Okay, so let me see. Who else is there? Joshua Adeoye. You can unmute your mic and ask your question. Adeoye Joshua. Joshua Adeoye, you can unmute your mic and ask your question. Loco, you can unmute your mic and ask your question.
Good afternoon. This is Adeoye Joshua.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. Though I came late to join your conversation, but please, I want to ask, though I normally see some signal that you normally send, but please, is it possible that you will send more signal so that we can be using it apart from gold? All these currencies like JP, USD, Euro USD, and all other things that are available on the FBS signal. I don't know. Is it possible that you'll be sending more? Because I personally, I need it. Please. Do you hear me?
Start. I heard you. Let me start by saying that the signals that you see, many of them are not from me, all right, because majority of my sessions, I'm a swing trader, and I literally trade sometimes maybe once or twice a week, all right. So most of those signals you see are from my colleagues, and I sincerely am not in the best position to determine how many signals you get. The market is pretty much self-dependent, all right. So it's better to have few signals that are correct than to have plenty signals that are wrong. Okay, so it's not about having more trades, it's about having quality trades. So it's not the number of trades that matters the most, it's the quality of the small trades you take. Okay, so for me, for example, for the past almost 5-6 years, I've been a swing trader. Sometimes in an entire month, I might not take more than 4 trades in a whole month. But those trades feed my family and pay my bills, and that's enough for me. Okay, so it's not about, oh, I want to quickly have like 16 trades in one day, 8 trades in one day. No. Be able to understand that it is quality over quantity all the time. Do you get it, sir?
Yeah, I get your point. my point is that what I'm trying to say is that at least maybe one signal every day, because at times I will check
every single day on this platform. There is not one day that you will not at least see one signal. And I'm sure there are people on this call here that can confirm that. Every single day from Monday to Friday, there is at least one signal on this platform.
Okay.
So just stick around. Sometimes they are not signals per se, they are trade ideas. Let me clarify that. They are trade ideas. So they are charts that indicate what we are thinking. Exactly, because some people expect to see buy so at so price now. No. But that's basically it. So just stick around. You'll see virtually every day there is one trade idea or the other that you can work with.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, sir. You're welcome. All right. So finally, let's have Adetola-Freeman Charles.
Excuse me. Can I talk now?
Oh, okay, Lando, you're still there. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. Okay. About gold. I think did we have a sentiment change, or this might be like a fake out or a fake breakout?
Remember, I said the sentiment only changes above this region. It is still within this consolidation range, so please hold on, be patient.
Okay.
Please be patient, because there is still a zone here. This is still a region where price can react from. So please hold on. If price comes above this region, then you can begin to consider the possibility of a change of sentiment. But for now, patience is expedient.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Adetola-Freeman Charles, you can go ahead and ask your question. Please unmute yourself quickly. All right. It seems we're going to have to work with Billy Jones. Unmute your mic and ask a question, please. Shole, if you have a question, please unmute your mic and ask it. FX Funds, if you have a question, unmute your mic and ask it. Otherwise, we'll just wrap it up and call it a day. Okay, FX Funds. Good afternoon.
Sorry, sir. It's concerning how to set the trailing stop loss.
Okay, the trailing stop is quite easy to set. All you have to do is, once you have placed your buy stop and sell stop orders, you go back and select them in the toolbox. All right, these are things that you can see on Google. There are videos on YouTube that will explain this to you. Just search how to.
I've searched, but I've not seen something reasonable on it. So that's why I still did not get it on how to do that.
What we'll do is
video.
Maybe when we're done with this stream, those of you who want a video on trailing stop and the likes, send me a DM. All right, I will find time during this week to record it and then send the video to you or give you access to the link.
Okay, sir. Thanks, sir.
All right, guys. So thank you so much for sticking with me today. This is as far as we're going to go for today because, of course, like I said, I'm currently very much in need of rest. So till Thursday, I think Wednesday is the FOMC in the night. All right, that would be 7 p.m. West African time. But the stream is going to be starting 15 minutes to 7. All right, so 6:45 we're going to be starting the FOMC live stream on YouTube. All right, it's just going to be about 30-45 minutes live stream, so you can join that session as well. So till Wednesday, when I see some of you again, all right, I want to wish you a very profitable trading week. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of the week, and bye-bye.